everybody, to the second season of Breath of Life Conversations. And as you've noticed, we are in upgrade mode. Now, we're not 100% in a studio, but we are in a new location, and the locations will probably change, but you don't care about that. So just know that if you're watching this on YouTube or anywhere else, that, we're going to look like we're traveling around, and you know what? That's okay. But as you can see, the biggest upgrades, more so than just the space that we're in, is that I've got co-hosts. And I'm so happy with it. Oh my God. I am super happy about this. Because you don't understand, I love talking to you all. But it's also really weird because I'm not actually talking to you all. And now I get to talk to these people. And I will probably very little be talking to you. You're probably going to be happy about that. Hopefully you will be, and hopefully you'll love it, because every episode is going to have 4 segments. We're going to start off with just kind of like a check-in, and then we're going to get into like the meat and juicy bits, and then we're going to end up with like a last 5 minutes of just something that we find interesting. And yeah, so this is the way that it's going to be. Let us know by commenting, subscribing, and sharing with all of the people that you love and know and just want to annoy with some really amazing info and knowledge and all the things. And thanks. Let's start off, since this is episode 1 of season 2, introductions. Who be you people? Why do we care about you?
I'm Amanda. I am friends with these 2 gals.
She's like the best hairdresser that you've ever met in your life.
Yes, she is. I do hair. Yep. And you?
I'm Jessie. And I don't know, Abby's been kind of my work wife for a minute here.
Yeah, I am.
We have our
stress you out and everything.
But yeah, but we bounce stuff off each other constantly. So now we're just gonna do it in front of you guys.
Yeah. So I really just it didn't even matter to me that you guys aren't all it's not like we're all within the same realm, right? You've been heavy into Reiki master, Reiki teacher for years, and you own a beautiful crystal shop. And I do not sell crystal, but I think ultimately why I wanted to have you on is because regardless of where your expertise lies in, you always have really amazing insight into how you view the world. And I think that comes from a number of different things, not just the fact that you've been in the intuitive space for more than a minute, but you truly do make it a point to use all of your background and all of the experiences you've had in life to influence how you see the world and how you're processing energy. And I think that that's really interesting in a very different way in which I do it. So I think just the perspective is interesting. And Amanda, it was very clear. I was I need somebody who's just as witchy, just as woo as the rest of us, but not in the world as in teacher, entrepreneur. That's not how you enter into this space. You're nah, I just really like it.
Yeah, actually, that's totally it. I want to know everything. I want to learn all the things and be part of everything. But I also know that I'm not there where you guys are.
See, that's where I think though. I don't think you're ever gonna get us in the same space where we're no, you're right. You're sat on low on the totem pole of intuition. That's never gonna happen.
No.
You actually are really, really intuitive, and you
not only that, but you can manifest things that you are on top of your game in so many ways.
But when I think intuitive, I definitely think I'm a little intuitive. I guess I just feel I've always known that. But I always I think of you guys as different. Maybe I just hold you up a little higher. I don't know. Maybe I just look up to you or something. I have no idea.
As she tries to hold us up, we jump off. And she's no, I want you up here. No, I'm not here with you. Very interesting. Well, how are you guys doing? Like how, like emotionally, personally, are you getting your rocks off? No, I'm kidding. Like, say whatever you want. Like truly, like this first bit, like oh, you know, I want us to just be able to like check in and like as authentically as you want to, like say how you guys are doing.
Well, I just got done teaching a Reiki class, so I'm feeling real good. I got my Reiki, like I had a little backache, that's gone. And yeah, brand new student, just fixed me up. Oof, I'm feeling lovely.
Good.
Yeah.
Like, how are you feeling? It's your birthday, girl.
As I said, it was my birthday party last night. I woke up tired, and around 11 o'clock, I was like, I can't wait to go to bed tonight. Like, it wasn't even nighttime and I'm already excited to sleep. For some reason, I just feel like exhausted. I don't know. Maybe it's the new moon. Maybe it's whatever. I just feel drained a little bit.
No, that makes sense though. Like, I mean, you had a lot of people in your house. You had a lot of like energies, and it wasn't even just us as adults that you and you had quite a big group, like truly, honestly. And like then you had children on top of it, like just running around that you didn't necessarily like have to be like accountable for, like all in of yourself, but like accountable for.
Right. Like I knew they were there. Their parents knew it was a party. Like I don't think their parents would have cared anyway if they knew I was having some drinks.
Those particular parents.
But you're also the hostess with the mostest, and you made it fun for everyone, and you weren't quite just doing it for your own enjoyment. Like you were definitely hostessing.
I know that whole pot of mac and cheese.
Oh my god, that was so good!
Like, I was like, oh my god, you like really went there.
I thought I was gonna have so much left over. You guys, it was almost gone. There's enough for like a Ziploc bag.
Yeah,
just
it was good.
And the whole crock pot was full. So I was like, oh man, they like really tore it up.
Well, and like a lot of that potato salad got eaten too from
breakfast.
Like,
yes. Yeah, it was good.
You guys, and if I'm saying that it was good, it was good. It was, I mean, it was not my mom's. It's not my family recipe, but it was damn close. And so if I'm saying the potato salad's good, then you know that it was where it was at. She got that particular, I can't remember who made it. I can't remember. Tori is invited to the cookout. That's just the way that it is.
Absolutely.
All right, well, let's move into like a little bit doom and gloom, just a little bit, because we're talking about war.
What is it good for?
Say it again. I literally, that was like in my head as soon as I was like, yep, well, that's what we're talking about. And I think really the thing that interests me the most about it, like this war is something that we don't need to be in, but I know that a lot of people have a lot of feelings about. It was really interesting talking to Ashley and getting her perspective from people who she knows that are pro-Trump yet also Iranian and have been through a lot and know how like the regime over there is not like, it's not the best regime. And I think that there's so many perspectives around this, but at the end of the day, I think I always bounce back to this is just not good for anything. Like it's not to detract from the fact that like Iran probably needs to have another revolution or some shit. We certainly do. I'm not even like taking America out of that. Like America needs a fucking civil revolution. Like I've stopped saying just revolution and I'm like gone full on and being like, we need a civil revolution. We need another civil war and a revolution all mixed into one. And we just need to go for it. We need to go for it. We need to have like all of the North like fuck up the South. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. But also I'm not though. Like it may just be like we just need to like instead of dividing by states, I think we need to divide by like ideology. If you are a person who does dislikes people of color of any color that's not you, then you fall in one group. And
there would be so many fractions. There would never ever be a civil like this versus this because nobody is on the same page.
Well, I mean, that's true, but like that also is true all the time though. Even in like the first Civil War, like there was always
so
like
what would the
different
main
factions.
two be?
you dislike people that don't look like you, and you are open to people who don't look like you.
Okay, but then the people who dislike the people who don't look like them, there would be like how many of those groups?
Probably a lot, and they'd all look different. And then
So then they'd have to fight together.
they probably end up fighting each other, which is just fine because then they can take each other out, and then
That's
we're
true.
good. Because then the only section left is the people who actually
That's
love
everyone.
everyone.
Okay, well that's nice.
Don't look like them. I mean, look different. Yeah, I think that's a plan. Abigail for presidency.
You got my vote.
Good for you.
I would make a terrible president. What are we talking about? I would make a terrible president. You guys, I'm way too logical to be president. I'm way too I need to be more
Way too
like you.
honest.
You're way more like you. Like you are Gemini, and you could like absolutely make a fantastic president.
Yeah,
I feel like I could. Yeah.
Yeah,
totally
I'd make
would.
a
Okay, fine.
president.
Stand up for president.
Let's all have fun.
Yeah, no.
We all love everybody.
What do you think, like, the implications of, like, are just not maybe not even just the war, but like where we are as like a global geopolitical like space? Like, where do you think, just like in your gut, where we're going, or like the implications of this? Like, do you think like that we're completely fucked for the next like generation?
I do. It's honestly it's a little sad and a little scary. Although, because especially like with how you were pointing out, like the racism aspect, I feel like it used to at least be hidden. You know what I mean? People at least to be
That's
polite.
because we're in Minnesota.
And now no, it's not anymore. They're not even
No.
hiding it. You're not
No.
even hiding your fake racism. People are just bold. I feel like Trump's presidency has made people bold enough to feel like they can just say whatever they want to whoever they want.
Yeah.
And when there's any kind of repercussions, they're shocked. Like,
Yeah.
like what? I can't say whatever I want.
Well, from a universal law perspective, right now the pendulum is at crap. Dumpster fire, disgusting. But because nobody is understanding anybody, that means when the pendulum swings the other way, we might all feel that oneness and be more connected. And it won't even be possible to have these feelings against each other. So that's what I'm hoping for.
So I push on this. I push on this only because my next question would be, there have been plenty of times when like the pendulum has been in what we consider kind of like a the shitter, right? Similar to now. Maybe not as bad as now, but certainly not any less than now.
No, well, it's like those little things. So it goes tick tock, tick tock, tick tock. I feel like we're at one of the end balls on the little toy.
Sure. Do you think that we've ever reached the end ball of the little toy before?
No, I think it always, well, maybe in a previous, civilization, but not in ours.
Okay, so and the reason why I ask this is because I guess that would be like my question of like, well, has there if you're of the perspective that it's never reached this high, then you're also of the perspective that it's never been fully like people
Exactly.
really like
Yes.
loving everybody.
Yes.
But that also then like makes you wonder though of like, in order for it to get, if we're all the way over here, then, and this is like really negative, then it's not that we just go from here to positive. It's not like it goes, you know, we're also then looking at, do you then believe that we have to then re-go through all of this other junk before we start hitting going up on the other way?
Maybe it's all gonna happen really fast. Like all
It
the
could
disclosure,
happen
everything
fast.
that they're distracting us from with the war. Maybe the disclosure is what's gonna get us over to the other side very quickly.
Yes.
All
Truth
the
will. Truth will.
like when people find out
there's
the
not all the agendas for making us hate each other, because the media is obviously trying to do that at the moment. And you find out a truth that everyone agrees on, then there's one less reason, to fight. So.
Well, let's just
and
hope
maybe
that
it's
when
that.
the star beings do come, that like people don't project their worst like traits onto them.
Right.
And we do
That'd be real
see this
scary.
like really fast swing.
Yeah. Well, it might just be that where that's how we're dealing with it is we find out the truth on this one and the truth on this one and the truth on this one, and everyone's like, oh, okay,
Yeah.
moving on.
Yeah.
And so maybe it doesn't have to be super gross. Maybe it just has to be. I mean, truth can be gross, but it might not have to be a fight.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I'm a fighter, so I'm okay. I'm okay. I truly am. That sounds probably awful to like so many people who are like, but you're an intuitive and how can you possibly? And I'm like, there's a difference between like not wanting to fight and being like believing that fighting is like the absolute like worst thing you cannot like karma always like goes in. I mean, I understand that perspective, but that pacifistic is that's not
It
the word.
is.
Pacifist sort of idea, while I understand it and I get it, and I like absolutely honor anybody who holds that and would like say, nope, I'm not shooting and let somebody shoot them and all of that stuff. I get it, but that's just not me. I
Well,
100%
that's
think
more
like,
martyrdom than pacifist. Pacifist would just not interact in the thing at all or run away.
yeah, and I think that to your point of that of like that's not
Because
even me either. I'm not
martyrdom
running
is
away
more
or
like,
anything.
well, I'll let you shoot me because I know that everyone will rise up afterward.
Yeah,
So that's a little different.
but I guess in the example I was thinking of a person who couldn't run away but didn't want to fight because they were in a corner, right? They were in a corner. There's nowhere to run to. Their
So they give up.
only thing is to say, "I give up." And if giving up means that they're going to get shot, then they're going to be like, "I'm still not fighting. I'm not a caged, rat that's going to fight their way out." And I think that for me, history has shown that like as humans, we are animals at base, and animals, whenever they're caught in a trap, they will fight to get out.
Well, and there's nothing wrong with fighting. We need the catalysts. We need people like you to get things done. If we're all just sitting around going, I'm not going to hurt anybody and do anything, then nothing gets done. And that's true of like it doesn't have to be that much like death and
You feel
like
like
kind of
you said like,
things.
oh yeah,
But
as an intuitive, I wouldn't think that. But like you see the true heart of people, and you know that sometimes the fighting needs to happen because not everybody is just gonna like.
well,
I don't know. Sometimes you have to fight your way out.
absolutely.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I think that there's a being able to like see the sacredness of somebody, like being able to see that they are a piece of God, but that sometimes you have to take that piece of God and put them in timeout. Like I mean, I think about that a lot. Like when I pull demons off of people or out of things, and I have no other choice but to go and put them into ether prison. Like it's not that I'm not seeing them as a piece of source and this thing that has the potential to be good and have all of these amazing things, and I honor that piece of them, but that doesn't take away the fact that they need a timeout and that like they need to be taken off the board and not play the game right now because they're incapable of doing it in a way that is actually productive. And I think that is where more intuitives need to be. Like I think that there's still a lot of intuitives that are like, well, we're of the love and the light, and we're not gonna do anything. We're not gonna fight in any way. There are people who don't have to like fight each other or like other people, but like the way that they fight is by going on and planting a tree, and we don't even see that anymore, right? Like we're not seeing. I just had a friend who I sat down with and had a conversation with, and they were talking about how they just really don't want to work. And I said, "Hold on, let's clarify. Like, do you mean that you don't want to work because like you don't want to work at all? Like you just want things to like be there for you, or are you saying you don't want to work as in you don't want to contribute to the like capitalistic machine, the things that like the 9 to 5 and having to like show up every day and work for a company?" And he was like, "That part, I don't want to do that." And I was like, "Then don't."
Exactly. There's
Just
so many
don't.
alternatives.
It's like go find a commune to live in where like your body and your hands can be like used for that. And he's like, "Yeah, but I did that once and I like feel like it was just a little boring." And I said, then
Start
take
your own thing.
Well, and I said there are plenty of organizations that are humanitarian like organizations. Go and join one of them and go and do a mission for 2 months. And then when you're done and you need to recharge and you need to rejuvenate, then go and live in your commune or go couch surf on some friend's couch or go back home with your parents for a couple months until you're ready for your next mission and live like that. I said I don't see the problem with that other than the fact that society tells you that that's not how anyone should live because you should be a productive member of society, like doing all of the things, contributing to taxes. And I'm just like, I don't see why. There are definitely a fair amount of people who are not meant to live like that. And I was like, so don't. And he was like, shocked. I was like, you're actually shocked that I am telling you not to. He's like, kind of. I was like, no, fuck the 9 to 5. I was like, I don't do a 9 to 5. Or I'm awake during the day and the night, and I never sleep. And I was like, I don't do anything normal. I was like, what makes you think my advice to you is gonna be doing something fucking normal? That's not it. Okay, well, with all of that, I think this is a decent place to transition for this video that Amanda found for us. They have so many questions.
I just follow this chick on TikTok. I just think she's super interesting. She's written a book.
Have you read her book?
I have not. I like books that are stories. I don't like real life books. This is just I think it's more of like a scientific thing. It's about plasma.
Okay. What about her interests you, just in general, and outside of this video?
Well, if you scroll back on some of her videos, I mean, they're all basically she's super interested in plasma, but not Jessie was taking it as blood plasma, blood plasma. I think she's talking about the secret something that everybody
physics plasma
the secret something that everybody has, they just don't know they have, right?
And my beef was that she in the video she was trying to make those two things a connection between them, they're the same thing. And I'm like, not quite, but that's just how the video was playing. So go ahead.
Yeah. Okay. So I guess we'll start off by saying number one, this Dana Kipple.
You guys, I'm freaking out. I just discovered the secret meaning of what this polygon, this hexagon means in the Seal of Solomon, which is a secret occult symbol. And I literally know what it has to do with, and it's in science right now. It proves your magic is real and the soul is real. It has to do with the divine feminine. Okay, just listen. Okay, let me calm down. There's a book called Secret Symbolism and Occult Art by Fred Gettings. It's like $70 kajillion. In it, he discusses how in the middle of the Seal of Solomon, which represents the 4 elements, earth, fire, air, water, there's a 5th element called quintessence. Unites the other 4. Also allows us to manifest in our physical world. It has binding and healing power, life source behind all created things. It also gives rise to duality, which help us create as humans. Stars were made from quintessence. Stars were living beings. It also made up our life force. In astrology, wherever you're born, the stars are in position is where you are crucified in space and time. So basically, when you're born under the positions of all these different plasmas, that is where you're crucified. There's something called the invisible sun behind the sun. It's the immaterial, the unseen energy of creation, but it's the sun behind the sun. It's the plasma behind the plasma. Invisible plasma, invisible sun, representing the divine spark, the life force, quintessence. Holds the invisible seed of life that never dies, your soul. Invisible plasma is your soul. It is what is called bioplasma or ether. It's not invisible matter. Plasma also heals. As above, so below, motherfucker. It has to do with healing cancers. It actually purifies the air. Plasma technology purifies water. Reveals itself to what? A pure maiden or a virgin. Virgin is your soul. It is what is full of potential and not owned by anyone. That's a virgin. Etheric body, quintessence, holds your consciousness. Physical body is the man. The female body is the soul. This is the winged queen, and she represents an inversion of space. Water is not normal water. Original water, primordial state of the universe, plasma. And about plasma will transform the world. Plasma really is. It's invisible, it's multidimensional. About plasma, divine feminine, your soul, your magic. Comment plasma.
This is a 3-minute video. This video is called Seal of Solomon, Plasma, and Your Soul Magic. If it is really possible to derive magic, derive from the 4 elements, the higher fifth element, which is really the element of life itself, the great healing power, then the true art of transformation would have been discovered. Link in bio for plasma book and magic classes. Ancient history, mythology, occult, plasma, ether. Okay, so once again, I just want to know. I want to understand why you follow her. Like, what is it about her that intrigues you so much?
I think because she takes a little bit of like the science, like a lot of people who don't believe in like, you know, anything like spiritual, she kind of like sciences it up a little bit. Like she does like the research and she, somehow relates it to like, I guess, actual science, where someone that maybe is a little interested but doesn't want to let themselves believe in something that they can't touch
Yeah.
would maybe understand the science part of it a little bit better.
And do you like that because there's a part of you that like wants to understand the science, or like do you consider yourself a science girly and so like that's a
No,
thing, like
no, I just feel like people in like the regular real world, they people need that because they can't just believe things that they don't see if they haven't experienced it, or I don't know. Maybe that's not coming out right, but
yeah, it is. And so like you're saying that you like it because it's an example that for anybody who does need that, it exists. But like technically for you, you don't need that link.
I don't think I need it. No, I believe it. I've experienced a lot of things that I can't even begin to science away.
So I was excited when you sent it and we were like, yeah, we're going to talk about that. Because I think that this is a perfect example of how we get problems, I think, with people who are less smart than we are, trying to understand these concepts and put them into like practical places. But I think this is a good example of why people who are in science, who understand some of these like more sciencey concepts, reject this like place in which we call home for us, this extrasensory world that very much is very real to us because of the experiences that we've had that we can't science away, or the ability to see our work, our unseen, um what's unmeasurable power and gifts being able to heal and seeing that in real time. And the reason why I say that this is a good example of how you end up with like problems with like these two like factions, right? Like how it just doesn't always land is like of a couple of different things. One, she talks so fast.
Yes. Well, I think you only have like 30 seconds to make a quick TikTok. So she's like,
I mean, yes and no. Like, I mean, like nowadays you can like do a 10-minute TikTok. Like she talks so fast and I know why she's doing it. And this is why I'm like so irritated with her. It's because she's doing it because she knows that if she talks fast and doesn't actually explain anything, then people who are less smart than you are going to just go with it and believe it. Like you are way smarter than the average human. So you don't just listen to her and go, oh yeah, I'm just automatically going to believe all of that. Your brain and your connection to your intuition ticks into what you're like, yeah, okay, I can see where you're like going with this. I understand like there's more to it, and I probably should read the book or not read the book, or that I know that if I read her book, I would understand even more. But I also don't need to read the book because I'm with you without fully like understanding every little aspect. But that's because you're smart. Most people are smart or less smart than you. Like they're dumber than you. Not listening to us and watching us, they're definitely at our level or higher. But this is where I'm like, but that's not 98% of the population. 98% of the population is dumb and lazy, and they're going to sit and just get distracted, or they're not going to be able to keep up with how fast she's going. And she's doing that knowing that. She's knowing that if she talks fast and just does this whole thing that she does, which is like blood plasma, magic, your soul, like literally just stringing words together. And so at some point, halfway through the video, guys, like a minute and 50 in, like minute 30 in, she starts stop. She's no longer like actually talking. She's just stringing words together.
Yes.
Divine feminine, magic, blueprint. I was just like, what? I can string words like that together too, and I'm sure that like every single one of us could probably like make $10 million by just being like, color, hair, change your life. Like if this is how we're gonna operate and like try to like bring people into our world, like it's just like one big icky like conspiratorial like hamster wheel of like nonsense. And I really saddened me because I agree with you. The concepts that she's presenting have real merit. But because of the way she decided to do a 3-minute video, she didn't have to do it this way. She could have done a 3-minute video where she actually was sitting here explaining and then said, and now go to part 2, where then I can like sit and do like she could have broke this up into sections. And she didn't. She did this for a very specific reason, which is so unfortunate because we need more people like her who are interested in making these connections and bridging these connections to actually do this shit right. And actually like talk about it. And it kind of reminds me like I was like, can you imagine if like somebody like tried to do this with like hair? Like,
I mean, I think they do. They definitely do.
so like, does it irritate you when you're
And then,
like,
well, no, because I just feel like people think, oh, they're the professional. They'll just know. They don't, like you said, do the research or find out the information. If I'm doing a color on somebody, I don't tell them most of the time I don't tell them what I'm using. Okay, we'll look at a color book together and they can choose what they want. But it's not like I'm like, I'm going to use a 6N and I'm going to add a little bit of G to warm it up to, you know what I mean? Like nobody talks like that because they don't know what I'm talking about. It doesn't make sense to them.
but what if they did the whole like, I'm gonna explain how to bleach your hair. Like they're gonna do a video, a 3-minute video on like, oh my god, I just figured out the whole like science behind bleaching one's hair.
There is science behind bleaching one's hair.
There is. Then what if they like sat and were like, so your hair, picture your head, and now there's this symbol on this product bottle. This is what it means, and you're just gonna splash it into a thing, and then oh my gosh, you're gonna mix it, and then mix equals magic equals bleach blonde hair. Like,
I mean, it would sound a little overly dramatic, but I mean,
That was kind of her vibe on the video, though.
but then wouldn't you be like, well, doesn't it matters though, like whether or not your hair looks like mine, looks like hers, looks like yours, how much you've already actually done it before, like what your texture is, how porous your hair is, like what if there are other factors?
there is always other factors.
You can't just take bleach and slap it on somebody's head.
No,
Like it's gonna
it
come
does
up.
not work. I have tried it. It looked awful.
It actually would. It just the developers that you use are different. They're not a one size fits all. Like the t-shirt.
Apparently, I did not know this because I looked so bad.
Or
I had hair. No, it was like, hey, it was, yes, it was like, it was just bad. Yes.
you're like
Just
all
bad.
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 So I mean, I guess that's my point of like, yes, there are nuances, and yes, it's only 3 minutes, so yes, there's only so much that she can say, but I think she could have done a really amazing job with a concept that I truly actually agree with. This idea that like there are symbols in our world that represent hidden, like they were not developed, but like people have been able to provide interpretation of cosmic forces and understandings that are hard to quantify, right? I mean, science has tried to quantify much of our universe, but in my world, when you can't even come up with a mathematical formula for yogurt, like there's some unknown shit. And yes, that's a real thing. Go look it up, people. There is not a single mathematical formula for yogurt. It doesn't make sense. Nobody can do it. Okay. Um, this is like the thing of like when we then sit and say stars are plasma. Yes, they are. Like what she said in the video isn't inaccurate. Like you have to obviously understand like, you know, that there's a difference between biological blood plasma and like solar plasma, like fusion reaction. Like yeah, and do I expect that that's the type of stuff that she explains? No, absolutely not. But what I do or hope, I guess, that more people do is like take the time to not just like pull a bunch of stuff together and like very rapidly fire it at you, expecting that that's going to be the thing that then like makes sense and draws people to you. Because the thing is, it's drawing people to you. It is, but it's drawing the wrong people to you. And it's drawing people to you who are going to misuse it because they don't understand some of the more basic concepts. And it really does matter in like how information is disseminated. But that I think is why I was like so bummed. Because I was like, this is good shit. This is good shit. It's just so poorly put together. And that could also just be the fact that I'm like a science girly at the end of the day. So maybe I'm just hypercritical. I could just be hell hyper.
Or maybe it's just that was the only video that you've watched of her. Like, go on her.
That's true too.
You could like scroll back and like watch
that
that.
is true.
Maybe some of her information is explained, and she's assuming that the people that are her followers have already watched some of them, and
You know, that is a good point.
and she's like connecting these dots because she's like, oh yeah, this, that, and this and that, because she's showing that excitement. So, I mean, just from a different angle.
As somebody who follows her, have you done that? Have you
I
looked
do
at
watch
her?
every time I see her. Yeah.
Okay,
And I feel like that's what. I
Like,
mean,
has she like kind of like gone on other like
yeah,
tangents?
she does. All of her videos are kind of like that, where she goes on these little tangents where she like explains a whole bunch of things really quickly.
Well, I like that. I like to know that that is like, you know, if you're coming at her from the fresh eyes, don't just let one video like stop you. Go and like look at other things and like see if the overall vibe. And that was the other thing I wanted to point out. I'm not surprised you like her. Your Gemini soul, like I was like, no wonder she like just jumped on this chick. She's like everything.
Well, because she says a whole bunch of
Wait,
things. She
like,
doesn't waste time talking and saying a whole bunch of words where you're like, words.
That hurts my Pisces soul. But when I write a paragraph, it's like my texts are like this long. I'm like, I can't. No,
I mean, that's
right.
sometimes. I feel like sometimes I'm already like skipped to the end, like, I already know what you're going to say. And I'm bored. Said way too many words.
Yep.
Says the same person. Like, have you ever heard yourself tell a story?
I know.
You'll repeat yourself 3 times just so you can stay in this.
I just want to make sure you know where I'm coming from.
Like, don't forget that we all like we're still with you when
Yeah.
somebody interrupted you. Like, you can just start right back in there. You're like,
I gotta say it again to make sure that's heard. And I can get my whole point across. Again.
I just think this is so funny, but also like the just like dichotomy of like how people are, like the things that we need and enjoy aren't necessarily the things that we put out. You know, because I'm with you and I'm like, sometimes people are just way too chatty. There's too many words on this paragraph. There's too much whatever. Not just
Like,
thinking
just
about it.
get to what you're saying.
I apologize.
Like I look at a website and I'm like, nah, I don't need half of that. Like, bleh. But then I also am very much like, wow, I talk a lot. Words coming out of my mouth. This is just a lot. But that's probably also why I have a podcast. Nobody is going to stop me. And if they do, I'm not going to know. So it's okay.
Scroll on.
They could just shut it off. You guys could just shut us off. Don't. But, oh, man. Anything else about this particular video that we want to like say or stress?
I don't know. I don't think so.
No. Really, I do want you guys to like go and like find it. Go find that video and watch others and like check it out. I don't want to dissuade people, I think, from getting information. I think the other thing, the only last point that I'll make is like, please, for the love of God, like do your own like research. You guys, the thing that I'm seeing a lot is that there are people who are using, and I know you love your AI, and I know this is gonna hurt your soul when I say this, but please, for the love of God, like go do the research outside of Chat GPT, please, or Claude or Gemini or whatever the else the fuck you're using. You guys, like, there's so many people who, like, and even in this video where she was like, I could tell she had gone to ChatGPT, she had, like, asked it a specific prompt, and she pulled, like, these sections out. I mean, at one point, like, one of the things that she was using as, like, a connector between the Seal of Solomon, Plasma, was also, like, text, like paragraphs from, like, Toltec, Understanding, which is a completely then different book than the one that she initially like talks about. And I am fine with like making connections and like bridging over multiple like disciplines and like different understandings and everything. That's fine. And I think that's really important. I think we need to be doing that. But I also think that like if we're looking towards increasing our understanding and our usability of information, we should probably not be promoting going to the laziest option, which has been scientifically proven not to hold in your minds. Using ChatGPT is not the same as going and like doing the research and having to find correct sources and having to do that work. Having to do that work actually activates your brain in a completely different way than having AI go and like give you a bunch of different things that sound the same or look sort of the same and pulling these like pieces out and then you just like posting it on a video and like going, and here's the words behind me, or like being able to then like hand it off to somebody else and be like, see, I did the research. No, you didn't. You asked somebody else to do it and then you just handed them the stuff. Like, please stop doing that. Like, stop doing that. If you want to actually be like functional in this, and when I say functional, and I think this is a good transition point too of like our final 5 is like, we are looking at a time where disclosure is coming. We've already talked about that. We've already talked about how, like, misinformation is so rampant nowadays. It's so bad. And we've talked about how people need to, well, we haven't really talked about, I'm sure we will talk about it at some point, about the, like, efficacy and danger of AI in society and what that looks like. But if you're just like forgetting the fact that like as a human you have a mind and you have fingers and you have legs and you've got arms and you can do for yourself, you can figure it out, you can do hard things, then it should not be any surprise to you then if eventually you are literally the physical embodiment of a human fucking battery for a machine world. Like, the shit you do today will lead to whatever future you want to have. And if you are okay with one day looking like a human battery, then keep letting AI do all this shit for you. I don't even know what else to say around that.
Well, if we're in the Matrix, we might already be here.
We might already. Why make another Matrix inside of a fucking Matrix? Like, why is that even like okay? It's not. It shouldn't be. I am very passionate about this, you guys. I hate so many people like going and be like, I learned, and this is not to throw shade at you, but
I'm okay with it.
But
It's fine.
like,
I do read a lot of books too.
I know you do, but like somebody, and I say that because I know that you use AI for a lot. But
Yes.
a different friend actually said to me, Abigail, you could just, I'm in the middle of building my website, and she was like, Abigail, you could just have like AI do it. Don't you know Claude? Claude will like make your thing. I said, fuck Claude. Like, no, I am a completely functional human with fingers and brain, and I can learn how to do this. I can read a book. I can figure it out by trial and error. I can do this. I can do this. And yes, it's going to take some time. But no, do I want Claude figuring it out? Because when there's a problem, I'm going to have to figure that out for myself. And eventually, if I decided to go down that path and be like, I'm just not going to do anything for myself, then when they're just sucking out my marrow out of my neck for juice, I'm not gonna be able to be surprised. I want to be fucking surprised. I want to be like, the fuck you will. I want to recognize when that shit comes for me. I'm gonna fight that to the end. No. So like, but I know that there are some people who are happily like, no, stick me with the knife right now. We're good. I don't have to do anything. We're good. I'm like, that's just me. I'm sorry. This thing, you gotta do the work. And you know what? Probably a lot of that for me has to do with the fact that the work that I do in healing yourself, there is no AI that can do that shit for you. There just isn't. And I don't even want to say that I wish that there were. I don't. I don't wish that there was an AI that could fix that for you. I want you to be able to do it for yourself. I want you to be sovereign. I want you to be able to recognize when you're giving your power away to something that is far less superior than you. And here I sit every single day, people giving over their brain power to something lesser than them, something that was created by another mind equally as powerful and amazing as yours. They were able to figure it out. Why can't you? All of you. What the fuck are we talking about? Like, Jesus Christ. Like, don't give away your power to lesser beings. And if we're really going to sit and call it artificial intelligence, then we are actively giving it a being persona. We're actually giving it characteristics and traits and personality. So you are creating a being no different than if you birthed it yourself. And you are allowing for that lesser being to take your power away from you. You are allowing it. You are literally putting yourself into your own chains. And I just want everybody to stop that shit right now. It's fine to use it. Use it for small things. Use it for things that literally are like quick. You need to use it for a thesaurus, because you don't have one handy, because nobody in 2026 has a fucking thesaurus. Then do it. Fine. Let it figure out what the synonyms of each different word is. That's fine. You needed to figure out how to get directions somewhere. Go for it. Fine. The world is big. But if you want to learn how to build a website, learn how to build a fucking website, guys. You want to learn how to code? Learn how to fucking code then. You want to learn how to, build something? Go and actually learn how to build it. Because that is the only way that we actually get through all of this and swing that pendulum back to the other side that Jesse was talking about. At least in my opinion. I don't know. I've talked enough. You guys know.
Oh, I'm not getting into this one.
You have no choice. This is our podcast.
Okay. So I do use it to code for me, and I do not have any desire to know how to code. And so I do not feel guilty for using it to code for me. If I want to be a computer geek, absolutely I would go and learn how to do it. But this is not my passion. This is something that I can use as a resource to do it for me without paying some guy to do it. And that's it.
I mean, thank you for disagreeing with me, because nobody on here wants to or cares to hear everybody agree with me. But like, do you not like it to like the point of like giving away power? Do you like not see how like in any way, shape, or form like that is even remotely close to what you're doing?
So You haven't used it.
I have used AI.
So AI is not just popping out things. Like you have to input to get stuff you don't need. It goes backwards, it goes forwards. It's a whole process in itself. You're using totally different brain parts to try to get AI to do what you want it to do. So it's not like I'm putting in give me this and it's a finished product right there. Like there's a lot more that goes into it.
Sure, but there's a difference between creating connections inside of your brain to learn a skill than it is to simply look at a product and say, actually, I want it red instead of blue.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. In my defense, I do know how to write Java and I don't want to. I tried to learn a new language using ChatGPT, and you do pick up like where the things are, but that's because I have a general understanding of how the languages look. Um, but there is still, I mean, when I use it, I'm still learning something, even if it isn't.
But what are you learning?
So,
Like
I knew Java.
in the case of like code, for example,
Yes.
because you know Java, but you don't know HTML script or whatever, right?
And this
Like,
is a different one. I
What
can't even remember what it.
what do you think that you learned from that interaction with AI and ultimately having AI come up with the solution you needed?
Well, then you can take it back and figure out what. Like I've never seen this language before. That it wrote it in. So now I know what that language looks like, and I know that this script does this thing. So you can take it, dissect it, and learn how to use it and rewrite things. So now I'm able to go back and change little things myself because I understand where they are at.
Okay. So in some ways you feel like you are learning.
So I'm using it as a tool to learn something new.
That's fair.
And it's like the library. You can get information from it. You should cross-reference. I 100% agree on that. But yes, you can use it as a tool to learn as well because it has all the information there. And you're just like pulling it.
And you don't think that like there is more potential, like that the risk doesn't outweigh the benefit for you? Like you think the benefits outweigh the risk?
For what I use it for, yes. Yes. I mean, I saw the net. I saw I saw the Matrix. We all know it's coming. But I yes. For creating a avatar that's just mine through script, that's not gonna, get me in the end, I don't think.
No, but do you not think that it could be a stepping stone to something worse?
Well, we're already feeding Alexa and Google and all of the things, all our information constantly all the time. So if AI wants to take us out, like they already could.
So you're saying that because they haven't, we're in the clear?
No, I'm saying that using AI now isn't going to save us if we stop using it now.
Okay, so you're saying we're fucked either way.
Yes. Yes, so you might as well use it.
Interesting perspective.
I mean, I kind of agree with that.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, I don't know if there's anything we can do to stop it at this point. Like it's us three, or even this whole city. You know what I mean? Like it's happening all over the world. It's gonna continue happening whether we use it or not. Might as well learn what you can.
But if that's the case, then what's the point of any of us like doing anything or paying anyone else to do it? I mean, it's kind of like goes back to that whole idea of like we say like do the work, right? Like it's important to do your work and to show up and all of that. But you're saying like, but screw the guy who's an expert and knows how to do it. I'm not going to pay him. I'm going to ask AI to do it. And you're saying like, well, we're going to be doing it anyway, so we might as well. So like, at what point then do we say, oh wait, but here's the line?
Well, I was taking it as like you can learn, you can take a whole bunch of info, you can go to different things and get information. You're saying do the work, find the information. I think she's saying like you can go find whatever information you need, even if you're going to one different or more different source online to find out this information. Is that what you're saying?
Source.
It's
Yeah.
another source. It's just different way to collect the information.
But we know that there
And
are
I'm
like
all about
poor
not
sources
paying
and
anyone to
good
do anything.
sources.
I'm going to learn how to do it myself. Just because that's witty.
But I mean, I think that this is a really good, like, interesting, like, point when we say, like, do the work ourselves. Like, I mean, I also, like, say to people, like, I don't want you dependent on me. I want to be able to teach you how to do
Oh,
what you need to do
yes.
so that you can be empowered to go into it. And if you never have to come back to me, like, that's probably a poor
That's-
business, like, model. But,
But
like,
that's what we want.
ultimately, like, that's what I would want for you. Now, I know that there are other industries where it's like, if somebody was like, well, everybody in the world is going to just start doing their own hair, you'd be out of a job.
That's what happened during COVID. Everybody became like the YouTube hairstylists. They all, I mean, we used to do haircuts every 2 to 3 to 4 weeks for people, and now it's every 2 months. Like it has slowed down a ton since COVID. I just feel like, well, that and the economy. I just feel like people are, if they're spending money, it's not on themselves. But in general, I just feel like things have slowed down for sure because of that. Because you can learn anything on YouTube.
Yeah. Yeah.
You want layers? Go on YouTube.
Right. And figure out how to do it on your own head, which
Mhm.
I think is like a fascinating thing. I will never do
I
that
actually
myself,
hate it when
but,
people are like, "Oh, I brought in this like video. We want to see the video." No, I actually don't want to see your video. I already know how to do that haircut.
correct.
I don't want to see your video. You just tell me what you want.
Yes.
But at the same time, I shouldn't be annoyed because that's they were so excited and wanted to share.
Well, I mean, I think like I think there is a point. Well, I like, and truly, I mean, I don't think we're gonna find the answer here today, but I think everybody should be thinking about where is that line? Where is that line between, seeking something else to do it or someone else to do it and doing it ourselves? And understanding that using AI to do it does not equate to doing it yourself, right? Like yes, there are such a thing as like tools, but there's a difference between writing your own paper and having an AI write your paper for you. There's a difference between saying, well, the wrench got up and went and did the mechanic work, and either doing the mechanic work myself with my own hands with that wrench in my hand, or having somebody else who has hands use that wrench to do it, right? And yes, there are multiple layers, but I think part of the conversation we're not having is, and by we I mean the universe, the globe, is saying what things should be relegated to AI to do
Mm-hmm.
and robots to do or technology to do, what should be your responsibility as a human to do, and what can we allow for others to help us with. So there can be experts in different fields and that can remain as jobs, because I always start thinking, well, like, we're all going to end up like Wall-E or worse. All
Yeah.
fat and sad and sitting in a chair with machines just like giving us things at best, because we're like, no, a robot can do that, so I'm just going to sit here. Or AI can come up with that, so I'm just going to sit here.
Well, I mean, if AI starts doing everything, people are gonna have less jobs and they're gonna have less money, and then eventually people are just gonna like probably die because they're gonna be starving. Because they won't be able to go to work.
Unless, of course, somebody decides we can't all die because I'm too altruistic to let everybody just die. So I'm going to create robots who are just going to force feed you. Like, wait. Well,
I mean, the financial system could always just crash, and we just don't use that anymore. That's a possibility if nobody has jobs.
but what happens if that happens after we've already like given up all of our usable brain power to AI and to robots, and then the financial system crashes and tech crashes, and all of a sudden nobody has any fucking skills?
Oh yeah, it's
And all
totally
of
a
the
possibility.
boomers and
That's
the
a
Gen
real
Xers that
possibility.
have any sort of skills at all
Are old as hell.
are older,
Yeah.
have died off, and it's just a bunch of Gen Zers who know nothing.
I mean, well, the world's overpopulated. That's what they're trying to do. They just want us to die. They're trying to get rid of some people. It's just the way it is.
Final Five has turned very dark. Very, very dark. Well, okay. Well, let's can we bring this to like a happy place? Like, what's positive? Abigail, this is on you because you went dark real fast about this. The sun is shining. We can do hard things, and happiness is just a choice away. For that.
Yes. And we have adapted. Every generation thinks that the next generation is stupid and lazy. And it's always been true from
That's true.
forever. So they'll get different skills. They will adapt. It'll be okay.
We shall be okay. We shall be. Either that or I'll be dead before it's here. And then I don't have to
Don't
worry.
worry about it.
My gosh. Okay, guys. That is it for episode 1, season 2. I'm so excited that you guys are here to join us. Well, come back next week for a brand new episode and brand new arguments and discussions and tips and tricks and all the things. So don't forget, once again, to comment, like, share all the things on all the platforms because you can listen to this everywhere. On Spotify, on YouTube, on iHeart, on Apple, on all the things. So go do that, share it, and love on us. Give us a shout out. And let us know how you guys feel on all of these topics. Does it resonate with you? Does it land with you? Do you agree? Do you disagree? Which one of us do you agree with more? Who's your favorite? I want to know. And we all know that it's Amanda, so it won't be a surprise when you guys put it in that it's Amanda. And yeah, we'll see you guys next week.